services, and I was a single mom. I kept saying, I'm not ready, it's not gonna happen. I wouldn't even know where to start to run a campaign. I don't know what it consists of to be an elected official. I never grew up around elected officials. And after a few months, after speaking to my children, I decided to run for office. So I ran for council. I became the first Puerto Rican in the city to be a council member. Those first 2 years, I took it just to listen and understand what the process was, because I had no clue what I had gotten myself into. I had a great relationship with the mayor. I had a great relationship with the other council members. At the same time, as quiet as I was on the council, I took it upon myself to become very active with the residents of the city. I was one of the ones that was listening to them. I was one of the ones that was trying to address a lot of the issues that they were facing. After that, I ran for office again, become the first female council president. My second term on the council, which was a huge surprise for me, because usually for you to become the council president, you have to speak to the other council members and ask for their vote for you to become the council president, which is something I did not have to do. It was a unanimous decision. Throughout those 2 years, I just kept working with the community. I don't feel like I ran a campaign. I feel like I'm in this position, and it just happened because of the work, the grassroots works that I've been doing with the residents of the city. I met, like in 2017, I met this individual who interviewed me with Telemundo and NBC, and he said to me, "You're gonna be the next mayor of that city." I said to him, "You're crazy." He believed in me so much. He lived in Massachusetts. He bought a house in Central Falls with his partner and ran my campaign.
That's right.
Thank you. So he ran my campaign. He came from Puerto Rico. Him and his partner are from Puerto Rico. We ran a very different campaign. Even the color, people were questioning. My campaign was pink. Everything was pink. And people were calling me crazy because I was using that color. Now I have people calling me asking me if they could use the color pink to run their campaigns. They ran my campaign while I worked. So everything that I was doing was it was my job, but it was also part of the campaign. And it was making sure that I had that one-on-one relationship with the residents of the city. They're my family. Working at the Department of Human Services, I had a relationship with a lot of the residents of the city. And that's how I became mayor. I won with 76% of the votes. And when you come into office, nobody really prepares you for what's gonna happen next, right? So I come into office, I get sworn in, and I sit at my desk, and now what? What do I have to do? Because we focus on the priorities, we focus on all the good we wanna do, but there's a lot of changes we have to do. When I came in to a city that was the hardest hit community nationwide at one point with COVID. The hardest hit community. We had the highest hospitalization rate. We had the highest rate of positive cases. So I knew I needed to get hands-on, my whole team, to start working with this. So we would work during the week, and the weekends we were running vaccine clinics and testing clinics from 8 in the morning till 8 p.m. Everybody was a volunteer. I couldn't sit and wait for the state to tell me, "We want to help you." I knew that I needed to take it upon myself to help the residents of my city. At the same time, I cleaned house, which was totally new to me, right? I had never managed, I was never a supervisor, but I knew I needed a team that I could trust, and a team that could trust me. My biggest challenge last year was letting go of the police chief. I let go of the fire chief too. But it was the police chief. Because I brought in the first black chief in the city. He's the only black chief in the state of Rhode Island. He's the only black chief in the state the only chief statewide who has a PhD, somebody who's overqualified for the position, but hadn't moved up the ranks in the state that he was working in. He was a sergeant. People were really upset because I brought him in. So upset that they posted on Facebook. It was shared over 5,000 times. I thought I was gonna need an officer outside of my house to protect me and my kids. That's how bad it was. The union president and vice president came into my office with their attorney within my first week in office because they were not happy. I just listened to them. After they spoke, I said, "Just give me 6 months, hold me accountable."